Hi everyone, it's Holly with Journal with Dolly and happy 2025. This is the first video that I have done since the new year. So yeah, hi everyone. It is lovely to see you all and thank you for sharing your time with me whilst we crack on with some journaling stuff. Now, what we're going to do first is I am going to tell you where I'm at with my journaling and the plans for the new year and all that kind of stuff, because over the last couple of years I haven't fallen out of love with journaling. I do still love doing it, but I'm finding that I'm having less time to do it. My job, if you're new here, I'm a teacher, is just really stressful at times, and when I get home from work, like, I am not wanting to journal because I am just so tired, and on a weekend I'm doing other things than, you know, just sitting down and journaling every weekend. So I haven't fallen out of love with it. I still love crafting and I still love doing all this stuff, but I realised that I have to come up with a new strategy and a new way of journaling for me. And that's what I'm going to tell you about today, and it's my idea that I've had, so we're going to see if it works. Now, if you were here last year / previous years, then you will know that this is the type of journaling that I've always done. Creative journaling in terms of, you know, sticking down everything and kind of writing about the day and writing about what I've done and all that kind of stuff. Now, as the year progressed, there's pages that haven't been done. I've ripped pages out to try and like save some space. And I actually hate having this at the end of the year where half of it's filled out lovely and then half of it just isn't at all. Like, I've got some pages which are just brilliant, they're all finished and they look amazing. And then I've got other pages like this which are literally just completely blank. I've got other things where I've, you know, started to stick stuff in and make these lovely collages and stuff, and then I haven't continued. I haven't gone back and done the writing, and the writing side of things is sometimes the hardest bit for me. And that's why I kind of started to do this sort of journaling, which is where I do kind of pictures, and I was just going to do a tiny little bit of writing here and a tiny little bit of writing here about Christmas. And then obviously Wicked, again, I've done a tiny little bit of writing, nothing else major, because I realised that the writing is what I really struggle with, and going back and doing all the writing, I always feel like is a massive task. So I thought about how could I do the journaling that I love without kind of compromising on explaining what happened in the day and all that kind of thing. I also had a new way of journaling for my holiday. I don't know if I've got that journal to hand. Let me just have a quick nosy. And I've nearly finished that. It is on the brink of being done. Oh, it's here. And I got this little guidebook from when I was in Sicily, and I've basically done it like this, where I have glued over the top of the guidebook. Again, that's all the stuff that I want to stick in it. Again, not really concentrating on the writing side of things, more pictures and stuff that I've kept. And I will be doing a full flip through of this when I do finish it. But the good thing about this is that there's no kind of pressure to finish it, because it is literally just pictures with a little bit of writing here and there. So yeah, so that was my first kind of, you know, zooming into something a little bit different, was this journal that I did. And then having, like I say, experimenting with doing just the pages with lots of pictures and kind of collage, and seeing, you know, what we got from that. So basically, at the start of the year, I still was thinking that I was going to just do like a scrapbooky kind of thing, where I was going to be doing it like that. And then I thought about it more, and I just was like, I am not going to do that. So I bought this book originally. Can you see me? You can, that's weird. I had bought this book originally with the intention that I was going to do proper journaling again. You know, lots of writing, lots of, you know, stuff like that. And then I've just realised that I'm just setting myself up to fail if I do that. And I know there's no kind of failure, and I've always talked about the journal police not coming around to your house and things like that. I still am really big on that, and I still truly believe in that. But the problem that I'm finding is that I am not happy with myself, and I know that the journal police aren't coming around, but that's still not making me feel any better about the situation. Like, I'm still sad that I'm not finishing stuff, and I'm still sad that I'm not wanting to reach for my journal as much as I would have been, you know, 5 years ago. So I know the journal police aren't coming. I know that you don't have to finish. I know that nothing changes that I'm not a journaler if I don't finish those pages I've just shown you. But I think setting myself up to fail is just something which, I don't know, it's just going to make me sad in the long run. So this book, what I'm going to do with this instead is I'm going to practice like my creative writing in here. And I haven't done any creative writing in a really long time. I used to write stories all the time. And I'm not going to write a novel or anything like that. But I'm reading at the moment Nigel Slater's book. And it's called 1,000 Feasts. And basically, he writes this gorgeous bit in it about journaling and about keeping moments of your life. Later on in this video, I will read it out in the voiceover, because I read it and it resonated so much with me, and I was like, I love that idea. And basically, he keeps a little, if you don't know who he is, he's a British chef, but he obviously travels around the world and stuff for work, and he basically keeps like little nuggets of his day in a little notebook, and it's all those nuggets of writing that he has kept and he's put in this book together. And it's just really, really nice. It's really, really lovely book. And I love the idea. And obviously I teach creative writing as part of my job. So I thought maybe I should be exercising that a little bit more and kind of doing a little bit more in terms of creative writing myself. And this book is just lovely for that. It's really good quality paper. It's lined. It's big. So it's, you know, it could take me a few years to fill that. Excuse me. I've not been very well. I'm going to explain about that in the voiceover. So yeah, I'm going to keep this for my creative writing. I'm going to have a little go at keeping some notes and things, and I will read you that bit out of that book because I just thought it was really moving. Sorry, I've just literally just coughed my guts up. I had to pause the video. I was literally dying. I've got this like giant thing of squash to try and keep me going, so I've got it right next to me, so I will be sipping on that. Yeah, I had flu last week. It was awful. I will explain all. So yeah, so I'm not going to use that, basically, is what I'm saying. Soz, we've nearly been 10 minutes and I haven't even got up to what I want to talk about yet. This is the journal that I'm going to be using this year. It is by Dominique Vary. Don Vary, Creative Explorer. Now, this was from TK Maxx, okay? Home Sense. TJ Maxx, if you're in America, same shop. And their recommended retail price was originally £18. And now it is $4.99. So I was like, I am absolutely having that. And would I have paid £19 for this? No, I would not. But I absolutely will pay £5 for it for the year. Also, please ignore my nails. It's heartbreaking. It's soul destroying. Again, if you are a long-time viewer, you'll be like, Holly, where are your beautiful acrylics gone? I'm having a little break from them because my nails were literally breaking and they were really terrible quality, and over Christmas, like, they just kept falling off. And I was like, I've now worn acrylic nails for the last 6 years without a break. I feel like my hands need a break. So I'm growing them out a little bit. But, oh God, don't even look at them. Anyway, this is the journal I'm using. It is very nice quality. And we've got, at the beginning, we've got lots of pages, which I'm going to end up covering up, okay? I've got some printed out, all the books that I read last year. I've printed all those out. There's another couple on there. Oh, that's the Nigel Slater book that I'm reading at the moment. So these are all the books that I read last year, and I'm going to stick those in and kind of do a little, you know, review thing for the year. And then how the journal is laid out, it's like this. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we've got this page at the side. Now, what I am planning on doing is, I know I said that I'll never do daily journaling again. And technically this is daily journaling. I understand you're all screaming at me going, Holly, what are you doing? But look at how small the spaces are, okay, to actually do that. You could write one word in there and be done for the day. That's it. But at least I've got something for every single day. This side of the page, I am going to concentrate on, you know, if I have a day where I do something really good. So let's say the Wednesday I go to a gig or something, I might write all about the gig there, or stick some stuff in. The Sunday, for instance, I might be doing something really fun, so I might want to do that. There's also all of this paper at the back. So right at the back, I've got these, which I won't use these for anything. And then there's literal notes. So there's blank and there is lined. So if I'm doing something like going on holiday or something like that, then I can skip to the back and I can do more pages, you know, about that day or whatever, or that time in here on the back pages. I just thought it's a really nice way of doing it. I also thought I would do like monthly moments or whatever on these, or like a wrap up of the month or something on these pages where it's like, you know, at the beginning where we've got the whole year view or something. I don't know yet. But the other thing about this is that, okay, I am behind, all right? I'm using that lightly. But actually, look how many pages I've actually got to do if I'm behind. There's not many at all. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're here. This is today, okay? So 6 pages. That is so much more manageable to catch up than if I was like, oh my God, we're already into January, we're already into February, and I've got all of these to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have technically got all of these to do, but some of these, you know, June pages, I'm not going to do them till June. And then other ones like these, I can just work on them all year round, like no rush at all. So that is my plan. I'm going to do daily, but not stress about the daily. I'm going to kind of roll with it as I go, okay? I've got some things here which I want to stick in. I've got some pictures and stuff that I printed out at work. So I've got some, like I say, the books that I read, and then I've got some little photos from the week, the weeks that have gone by. And I was really poorly last week, and I've just put in a few other things. So I will tell you about these on the voiceover, what I am doing and what I've used all these for. So yeah, that is my little roundup of what I'm going to do this year. I'm really buzzing about it. I think it's going to turn out really nice, and hopefully it's not going to be too taxing. But the times that I do spend, you know, journaling at my desk are going to be fun. They're going to be productive, and they're ultimately I'm going to end up with a book which is pretty much actually all full up, instead of getting stressed about having days missing and things like that. It's giving me the option to kind of journal a little bit more if I want to here, but ultimately have one full book at the end of the year which is going to be full, and that is going to be so nice, because even if I look at here and I miss out this Wednesday and I have no idea what happened on this Wednesday, I'll just put stickers or something in it, or just write work or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, not every single page is going to have tons of writing on it, and that is totally fine with me. So yeah, that is my little roundup of what I'm going to be doing in the journal this year. It was a very long-winded way of doing it, because I mean, we're already 15 minutes in, so sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you don't mind me rambling. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a couple of pages in here, and whilst that's doing it, I'm going to talk to you over the top over on voiceover, and I'm going to have a chat to you about everything that's going on at the minute. So I'm going to talk to you about plans. I'm going to talk to you about plans that I've got coming up in the year, because I've got a very busy year coming up. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on the last couple of weeks. And a little health update as well, because I do like to include you in that. I know people might think, oh my god, you're oversharing or something, but I see you all as friends, and friends talk, and if there's someone else in the same situation as me, then I would love to hear from you, and also kind of get advice from other people and stuff like that. I'm not looking for medical advice, I've already had that, but you know, hints and tips along the way would be really great. So yeah, cool. Let's crack on then. I'm going to open this and I'm going to work on this week today, because I don't have to look back or anything whilst I am working on this page with you all. But yeah, we'll see how it takes, you know, some watercolours and things like that. We will see how we do. So yeah, I'm going to switch over to voiceover. And yeah, we might start with that little bit from Nigel Slater's book. So hopefully you enjoy that. Yeah. So over to future me. Woohoo! It's future me. Hooray. All right then. So yeah, we definitely will start with this little Nigel Slater bit of the book. I'm going to sound like I'm at work now with the kids when I read stuff out to them. But hopefully you enjoy this. I just read it, and you know when you read something and you're like, oh my god, like I have never resonated with something so much. That is how I felt. So this is just the introduction to the book. As well as kitchen diaries, the written record of what I cook and eat, I keep notebooks. Details of a life lived mostly in the kitchen, but which also tell of time spent in the garden, on trains and planes, of life at home and away. Between their time-worn covers are recipes and shopping lists, receipts and plans, illegible words, and very occasionally passes of flowing calligraphy. Many moments are preserved only in a single sentence. Each note is a memory, written down so I wouldn't forget it. These are not detailed accounts of major events, but recordings of something altogether more ephemeral. The sort of memories and moments likely to become misty with time, a jumble of curiosities and wonderings penned at my kitchen table, while soaked to the skin in a fisherman's hut, sitting calmly in a moss garden in Japan, or sheltering from a blizzard in the warmth of a chocolate box in Vienna. This is no neat row of meticulously scripted leather-bound notebooks. What I have is an untidy bundle of haphazard observations, notes and stories, kept in pocketbooks, and cheap ring-bound notepads scribbled on envelopes and loose scraps of paper. There is a faded pink exercise book bought in Delhi, whose pencilled essays are now book ghosts, several manila-covered school books, and a blue ring-bound journal whose pages are foxed and curled from years spent in the warmth of the kitchen. Many are held together with sticky tape and string. Some, written in pencil, have faded, those fragments gone forever. Others are etched so brightly in my memory as to be unforgettable. The thread that binds them in their spirit, a need to keep a written record of the good things, memories of meals shared or eaten alone, of journeys and places, events and happenings, small things that have given pleasure before they even disappeared. Each one, I suppose, a short story to remind me of something, ordinary or extraordinary, that I felt worth chronicling. They are, almost without exception, moments of quiet jubilation, a ripe mango eaten in a rainstorm, the smell of incense in a temple, or the sound of footsteps on the quiet stone floor of an abbey. They are chronicles of quietness and calm, busy days in the kitchen, and sensuous afternoons spent in the garden. It must be said that I record only the best bits of life, moments of gold that can last an entire evening or be over in a flash. I see no point in putting pen to paper to preserve anything negative, sad or painful. Heaven knows there is enough of that. I have no wish to live in a rose-tinted bubble, but if I have learned one thing, it is that not only to concentrate on the positive stuff, but to cherish it. I will admit to seeking it out, to looking it up instead of down, to being curious and to hold on as tightly as I can to the good things, however small. This is why I have put these stories, paragraphs and lines, these brief celebrations, each one a tiny feast, together as a collection. The English teacher in me just cannot get over how beautiful that is. Like, Oh, I'm geeking out. I read it the first time and I was like, that is just stunning. And I've just read it the second time and I'm like, that is just stunning. I've already actually bought that book. I actually got it out of the library and I have decided that I wanted to buy it. So I found it on Vinted for like £3 and I've bought it. And I'm going to photocopy that and put it in the journal, that beginning bit, because that just encapsulates why I love journaling and why I love doing it. Like, his is different because he's very creative writing, and kind of what I was talking about earlier with me wanting to branch out into my creative writing stuff again. But like, just the whole, like, you know, preserving those little moments when people say that there's nothing to journal about, my life's boring, all that, like, read that part of that book and that will tell you that, you know, it is worth it and it is worth journaling about. And I just loved it. I just thought it was just gorgeous and I really wanted to share that with everybody. So sorry if I'm geeking out and people don't like my geeky side, but I just really loved it and I just really wanted to share it. Something that I have been thinking of doing, potentially after my graduation, because if you knew then you won't know, but I'm not a graduate teacher yet. God, it feels forever. I've been doing the job 3 years, but I've been doing it part-time at night class because I'm learning on the job kind of thing, like an apprenticeship vibe. After my graduation, I'm really debating potentially doing like read with me videos. So like talking about the books that I've read in the month and kind of, you know, giving my opinion on them and doing little excerpts and things like that. Obviously they would be quite a different video. You'd be looking at my face and stuff, but I know that there's a lot of journalists out there who do reading journals and stuff, and I do have one that I try and keep up with as much as I can. But like, I know there's quite a lot of crossover because I listen to audiobooks when I do my journaling usually. So yeah, I hope that maybe that is something that I'd like to do in the future, and I hope that people would like to see that. Obviously, if you don't like reading, then you wouldn't be interested, and that's totally fine, but I do think there's an audience with my audience that I already have who would appreciate that, and then obviously it would branch out to other people as well. So that's my other passion really, is reading, books, plays, all that kind of jam. So yeah, I would like to do that at some point. And if you don't follow me on TikTok, my TikTok is very book heavy and I do a lot of kind of like haul videos over on TikTok, if you wanted to go over there and have a look. But yeah, so that's my nerd side over. Now I'll chat to you about actual life. So I don't know if you've noticed that I'm like sniffing loads, and apologies for that, but your girl has been ill. Like, oh my god, I have never known a flu be this bad, and it 100% was flu. I'm not saying it wasn't COVID, it wasn't a cold, it wasn't a bad cold, it was full on flu, and it's going around Leeds really, really bad. I mean, they had like 37% attendance at Will's work, he had it and then he passed it to me the week after, and it was just dreadful. I mean, all last week I was off work. I didn't go into work once last week. Only Monday morning, and then I went home in Monday afternoon. I couldn't teach. I just felt so ill. And I basically was bedbound. I had a raging temperature. My temperature was like 38.8. It was just stupid. I just was really, really poorly. And I'm still getting over it now. I had really terrible backache with this particular flu. I've never had backache so bad. I literally thought my kidneys were like just dying or something, and it's only just starting to go off now. It's the last thing to leave, and this snotty nose. But like, I cannot tell you how ill I was. I honestly thought I was dying. I thought that was the end. So yeah, really, really not been very well. The backache, like I say, has finally gone off, which I'm very chuffed about. And yeah, I really hope that you don't get this horrendous festive flu that they're calling it, because it's awful and it's not festive at all, and it's really, really not nice. Anyway, when I was off, we got the call at work, and if you work in education, you know what the call is. If you don't, or you live abroad, then the call is if Ofsted are coming, and Ofsted are basically the education regulators, and they like come in and they assess everything. Now, it's very controversial, is Ofsted. There's a lot of controversy surrounding it, and if it's the right thing, and if it should be done the way it is, and all that kind of thing. And obviously, I'm not going to get into that now, because, you know, if you know me in real life, you know my opinions, but it has to obviously be done, and you get graded on everything, and they have things called deep dives, where basically they look in certain departments. And guess what departments got chosen, guys? English got chosen as a deep dive, and so did motor vehicle. So I had double whammy of deep dives going on. So it means that people like look at your marking, look at your lessons, come and watch your teaching. They interview the kids, they interview the staff. Like, it is very, very intense. So all last week when I was off, I was just panicking that I wasn't there to help with the prep. And then obviously this week, we've had Ofsted in all week. Now, I can't tell you how we did yet, because it's like under secrecy, basically, until the official report gets released. But we know how we did, and that's the important thing. So, yeah, it's been very stressful this last week. It has been, I've still been trying to get over my cold. I had a university visit as well, so somebody coming from uni to watch me teach as well on Monday. So it was just a lot this week. It just oh my god, I'm very pleased to see the back of the week, and I'm very pleased it's the holidays next week, and next week it's half term. I'm going to go in for a couple of days, and then the rest of the week I'm taking off and I am chilling out. So yeah, that's that. This year I have got a lot of plans, and I'm very, very excited, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the journaling in the way that I'm doing it. I have got lots of trips coming up. Again, I may do some little vloggy videos with the trips, because I know some people do really like those. I'm going to Lisbon for 8 days with William in July. So I'm very excited for that. There's a festival going on the beach, apparently, called Superboc. But they haven't updated their lineup or anything. They've just got the dates. So I don't know what's going on with that. But if that's happening, then we will be going for a day. So I'm very excited to do that. And our hotel's gorgeous. It's in the middle of Lisbon. It's got 2 rooftop pools, an inside pool. It looks amazing. So I'm very excited for that. Then when I get back, 9 days later, I am then jetting off to Mallorca. And I think it's called Cala d'Or or something. Me and my sister are going on holiday together, and we're going for 5 nights. And just a little getaway, really, because she hasn't been away for like over 10 years. And she's just desperate for a broad holiday. And they've got a dog, and she's a very big dog, so I couldn't look after her if she went away, you know, with her boyfriend. And my mum and my stepdad, they wouldn't be able to look after the dog either, because they've also got a huge dog. So they can't really go away together in terms of like abroad. So I was like, I'll go with you. So we're going to an adult only hotel in August for 5 nights, and I'm very, very excited to go to Mallorca, because I've never been to Mallorca. I've been to Menorca, and that wasn't the best. That was about 20 years ago, and the hotel was pretty rank. And I'm excited to go somewhere which is very upmarket, this 4-star adult only resort that we've got. And we're only going bed and breakfast, because we just thought we'll eat out. My sister's a vegetarian, so, you know, not the best if you were going all inclusive, you know. So yeah, we will see how that comes around, but I'm very excited to do that. I've also got some big birthday plans coming up, because it's my big birthday in May. I'm the big 3-0, and I am having a big kind of night out and a big kind of party in terms of my family coming up for a meal, and then I'm meeting up with all my friends afterwards, and we're having like a night out. And Will's organising it all. I don't know anything that's happening at all. I just know that that's the plan. I don't know about any of the logistical stuff. So very excited for that. And then my mum is taking me away with my sister the week after my birthday, for my birthday. And again, I don't know where I'm going for that either. So excited for that as well. Potentially could be taking Pixie on that one. And we could be going to like a beach place or a spa or something like that. So very excited for that as well. So lots and lots of fun stuff coming up, which I'll be able to journal about, vlog about, all that kind of stuff. Amazing. Okay then, the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the health saga that is myself. So if you've been here a while, then you'll know that I was under test for Cushing's, and I've talked very openly about lots of things that are going on. I do not have Cushing's, so all the tests came back that I didn't have it, which is good, because it's quite a serious disease, so I'm quite pleased that I don't have that. It has now been noted that I officially do have polycystic ovaries, PCOS, which is what people suspected at the start anyway. But I have that with something called insulin resistance, which means that my body has too much insulin and it's just going wild. It's coming out in loads of different ways. It's making me feel really crap. And that's why I can't lose any weight. All the weight that I have is stored on my face and my tummy, and it doesn't move. It literally just stays there forever. So what has happened is that I have been put onto something called Mounjaro. And I don't know if you've heard of that before. It's basically it's a type 2 diabetes drug, basically, which controls insulin and blood sugars. But with that, it also is used as a weight loss injection as well. And basically, mine is to address the insulin resistance. But with that, I should be able to then become a healthy weight due to being on the drug. So I've been on it now for 4 weeks. It's not Ozempic. So before anybody starts commenting, oh my God, you shouldn't be on Ozempic, blah, blah, blah. It is not Ozempic. Ozempic is a completely different drug. It does a different thing. It is not the same. However, Mounjaro can be used for weight loss only if you have a really high BMI. Mine is on the NHS. I'm very, very fortunate. I've got a fantastic endocrine team, and my consultant is brilliant, and I'm very blessed to be able to get this medication as I have, because lots of people with PCOS have not been so lucky and have just been told, you've kind of just got to work it out yourself, because women's funding, for health is shit. Let's just be real. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy to have been put on it. I can say that already, and I've only been on it 4 weeks, that I've noticed some really positive changes in myself. I've already lost 3 pounds, which I know doesn't sound a lot to some people, because some people go on Mounjaro and literally lose like a stone within a week, but I don't want to do that. I also don't think it's healthy, and I still love food like this. I'm not going on it for weight loss out of choice. It just suppresses your appetite a little bit. So if I lose stuff, then that's fantastic, and in turn that should help the PCOS symptoms. But basically, yeah, I've noticed that I've lost a little bit of weight already, and my brain has shut up for the first time in, I am not kidding, about 15 years. Like, it's not been super anxious. It's not telling me, it's not ruining my life. I haven't had any dark thoughts. I haven't had anything like that. And apparently, because it talks, basically, the drug talks to the brain receptors, and it does a lot of work with your brain and how your brain works, and blocking out things called food noise and blocking out certain signals, it can actually help anxiety. And I have absolutely noticed that within the first 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I was like, what the hell? I don't feel anxious at all. I feel fine. I feel happy. I feel content. It's not like antidepressants that I've been on where you just feel numb and you don't feel anything at all. I am feeling okay. Like, I'm all right. I'm feeling really good, and it's really weird. So I'm really hoping that continues. The dose kind of goes up every 4 weeks, and then you obviously hit a maximum dose. Because mine isn't for weight loss, and mine is for, to get some weight off, because I am overweight. When I've obviously hit my goal weight, and the PCOS symptoms again should be kind of, you can't get rid of PCOS, but you can manage the symptoms well if you kind of continue with those habits that I'll learn obviously with the Mounjaro. And obviously my insulin will be sorting itself out with the Mounjaro. It means that I could be on it for a really long time. A smaller dose when I've hit the big dose, and I kind of just keep on a little one, just to keep my hormones and my insulin and all that stuff going on all right. And protecting me basically from getting type 2 diabetes, which I really, really don't want. And it's through no fault of my own. Like I say, if you have PCOS, you just cling on to that weight more because you can't get rid of it. Like, no matter, he said to me, the consultant said to me, no amount of exercise, no amount of dieting will get rid of the weight because your insulin is just so out of whack, basically. It's just, you know, having its own amazing time. Excuse me. So that's my little health update. So please don't be posting me stories of, you know, horror stories of weight loss injections or, oh my God, you don't know what you're doing. Weight loss injections are really dangerous, blah, blah, blah. I am not using it for weight loss specifically. I have been prescribed it by a consultant and it is completely safe because I am doing it for the reason that the drug was created, for diabetes prevention and if you have diabetes. So please don't panic about me. And it's not Ozempic, because I know a lot of people, again, get really petty about Ozempic. And I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was going to kind of stay quiet about it and not mention it. But you know what? If other people are in this situation, then I want to kind of tell people that that's what I'm going through. And to say we're all together on this. And if anyone wants to reach out and chat to me about it, then about PCOS or about Mounjaro or about anything like that, I'm more than happy to have a chat with you about it. I think it would really help me, and if it helps you, then that's even better. But yeah, I don't need any horror stories. I already have really bad health anxiety, so please don't set that off. It's doing what I want it to do for me, and I'm really happy with that. And yeah, it's been used in the way that it should be used. I know there's a lot of abuse in terms of with weight loss injections and people buying them on the black market and all that shit. Mine ain't like that. It's from a reputable place. It's from the literal hospital. Like, we're fine. So yeah. So hopefully we'll have a happy, healthy Holly this year. And I'm really happy that I now know what's wrong with me, because that also was getting me really down, you know, not having any answers, not knowing what's going on. The fact that I now know what's happening with me is very nice, and to know that there's a treatable way that I can go around it and solve it, it's just really satisfying. And if it can help my anxiety, even better, because your girl suffers. You know I do. If you followed me a while, you know that I'm not good with that. So yeah, we've basically come to the end of the video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I know it's a long one, so thank you so much for sticking around. But yeah, please comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I haven't had many comments recently on my recent videos. I know it's because I'm flaky, and I've said I'm sorry for being flaky, but please comment. I love comments, and I always read them, and I love heart them, and I love chatting with you all and everything. So yeah, if you've made it this far, then please comment to say that you have. And yeah, I will see you in my next video, when we will be maybe doing a flip through of the Taormina journal, or maybe doing another journal with me in this little bad boy, because I'm really loving it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and I love you all. Thanks, guys. Bye.